All right. Cool. So now we're recording, and we'll go ahead and just open the charts back up. Cool. So following immediately the fact that we're having Parliament Brexit vote, and the forecast is, obviously going to be rejected, and it was never really a thing to begin with. So GBP may or may not have, some sort of buying scenario happening in the next, I don't know, couple of minutes, hours, days. Who knows what happens next? But one thing is for certain, there are some pairs we would like to discuss here. So we've had a couple of entries on one of my favorite pairs, NZD/USD, on the daily. We looked at our daily order blocks where we would go to and we would ask for an entry, and we found it. So far what I have, where in the world did my cell phone go? There it is. So far as entries, let me take a look here. 67.9. So we're around 67.9, right around in this area. You can go ahead and program that to be exact. I usually do. Okay. So Riley, this is your pair. 67.9. That's where our entry was. I'll go ahead and take the rest of these off. Why was that our entry? Well, there's a couple of good reasons why. One, we had an order block. Two, we were in the middle of the 70.5% retracement, which is our optimal trade entry. And our order block was, well, it was met. So criteria met for the buy scenario. What I would like to encourage is eventually sometime, understanding that this whole level, like right here, can also, some of these entries can also qualify right here. Because we're looking to smash these other, highs right up in here. Let's see here. These highs. Oops. Let me see if I grab my arrow here. So these highs right here, February 4th, and this other one right here with the doji, or dragonfly doji, pin bar, whatever you want to call it, what have you, in the beginning of December. So we made another fractal bottom in January. And I would expect that since now we have these higher lows, that we're going to, break these highs. So a break in structure, and then, a break in this liquidity zone, obviously retesting it, and then break into the upside past 0.6942, I would say, is the price point. That's just kind of like what I'm aiming at. I mean, it's already, how many pips is that? Oh, 104, 106. So the risk and drawdown on that one was probably not even 15 pips. Okay, maybe a little bit. It was about 21 pips, a little bit. But I mean, I think 100 pips is a pretty decent amount coming from, this nice little bottom that was kind of already pre-calculated from this initial push order block. Can anybody tell me what the criteria for an order block is, if you guys have been on the paying attention on the market outlooks? Okay, so GBP, I guess everybody's watching GBP right now. They're waiting, and I'm thinking right now for a buy. That's just kind of like my synopsis. I would put, the stop about 30 pips below the entry, which, I mean, 70.5% was pierced. The 79.2% was pierced. Pretty decent, I mean, we put the 30 at least the 30 pip stop loss, 30 to 35. I mean, in scenarios like this, since there's high, amount of news, then we could suspect that, it's going to be a little bit volatile and it's going to whipsaw a lot of people out of the market. Following it, there's going to be a rejection would actually encourage the Great Britain pound sterling to be actually stronger. So bouncing off of this bullish, this is a bullish scenario, folks. This is the 4-hour time frame. That we're not dealing with like some, Joe Schmo little bit of a, choppiness market here. This is actually a verified uptrend, regardless of what this right here, this little high right here looks like. I mean, let's go back to the 4-hour, or let's go back to the daily. So here's where the bottom was established, right here. I'm pretty sure everybody can see that. Okay, and we had been selling since March of last year, February of last year. Huge sell-off, huge sell-off. This right here to me looks like the beginning of an uptrend. Why? Because the past highs were violated. I'm pretty sure everybody's been told this, taught this in IML TV, right? IML Academy teaches this. You break out at the top. I mean, that's supposed to happen. You break out at the top and you have these, higher highs and defined higher lows. This is a perfect beginning of an uptrend. You could even draw an equidistant channel on this. But let's go ahead and just, go down to the 4-hour time frame like I was talking about, where everybody's kind of, speculating that GBP USD or for example, let's go ahead and take a look at, GA. We looked at everything else. Gold, another buy. We had our buy at around 1281.65. There's the order block right there, right here, folks. So as long as you're following what the trade house is doing, as long as you guys are, tuning into these Zoom calls, guys, tune into the, IML TV, get on IML Academy, because, some of our, educators have created the content. So, our traders are no joke. We're at 1300, buy at 1281.65, and some of us, I even imagine that some of us even got in at 1287. That would have still been an okay entry, guys. I mean, come on. If we're aiming for like 1362 and we're continuously buying on the pullbacks, this is the type of stuff that a lot of people won't teach you guys, is like looking for the order blocks and then finding ourselves a Fibonacci related scenario where we could just, and I know this Fibonacci is upside down, but it's obvious where the order blocks are. What's an order block? It's where the institutions, the big banks, that control the market push their orders. Mike Miles. Yeah, Mike Miles has taught me a lot too. So much about trading and price action, and would watch the recording. Yeah. Go watch Mike Miles too. He'll teach you a little bit about price action too. He's got some very mean, concepts, really good concepts. Will really spark your interest. So what does that mean for the market? Well, Brady, you gotta ask a little bit more specific of a question there. I don't really understand what that means. If you're talking about the order blocks, what does that mean for the market? What it's simply manipulated. It's there's so many ways to answer that question. And if I were to draw, say, okay, a Fibonacci retracement tool can obviously show you some schematics of what can be possible and what has happened, show you some entries. There's so many different ways to enter the market, and there's so many different ways to figure out where the banks are trading. Like if you understand the concept of the order block, where there's a little bit of accumulation sitting here. And then once you see those rises in the market, or you see those huge impulse candles, like I keep talking about this candle right here, followed by the, this bearish candle. Here, let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit. Okay. So if you guys are tuning into the market outlook, and then you continue to tune into these, Tuesday, I'm going to start doing these on Tuesdays. I think this is just a perfect time to do this. But if you're looking at this right here, the bearish candles, the small bearish candles, and the impulse bullish candle to the upside, the quote unquote engulfing that we all look at all the time, you would know that this is an order block. Because there's mitigation in this level. That's where the wicks come in. And then you got these other wicks right here that are dipping into this order block that, okay, well, we haven't quite got all the orders that we want out of gold right now, but we're also looking at raising the interest rates to, the dollar. And guess what that's going to do? It's going to make the dollar melt down and force investors to go into gold and Japanese yen like they're safe havens, because that's what they are, right? And if you understand the psychology behind all that, you're like, oh, okay, so this is the seasonal ideology behind where the banks are moving, price right now, because they trust more in gold. Does that make any sense? Because JP Morgan, right? JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, all these bigger banks that you watch, or these people that you bank with, the people that are, giving you that 0.1% in your bank account, those people control the market, guys. Understand that. So once you understand that, then you can really dissect on a technical level, not only even on a fundamental level. Because look, watch this. So GBP, if GBP is positive like I think it's going to be, and we're going to be buying GBP USD, then gold's going to be shooting up. Okay, everybody's going to be getting out of the dollar and getting into foreign currencies. Fundamentally, that's just what makes sense. It's economics. It's just basic economics within the system. Do you only respect order blocks with some accumulation before it, or any other conditions? Okay, so for order blocks, what is defined? We have to know what the criteria are for an order block. Say things like this, like there's a little pause in the market right here, right after the rise in the market, and then we have like this, nice little dip. It's kind of like seasonal. There's an Asian session on 15-minute. Let's go on the 15-minute time frame. I'll go ahead and just locate it for you. Okay, so for example, Asian session is between what time? Let's go 9 o'clock, and okay, so 13. Let's go with like 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock right now, all the way up until 4 o'clock, right? So here's what ends up happening in an Asian session setting. The banks are collecting orders, and what they're going to do is they're going to whipsaw or turtle soup people out of the market. Say, okay, I'm going to shit on you guys and just go ahead and just crash the market to the other side. Because a lot of people are expecting, well, okay, we're going to buy, we're going to continue buying. Nope, hit seller stop loss, because a lot of people are expecting the top up here. They're actually expecting it like right around here, because what do you know, head and shoulders pattern. Nope, stopped out, right? And then people down here, they're thinking, okay, cool, we're going to go ahead and buy it too. But before we even come to a conclusion to buy again after the restlessness of the market, like it's all just choppy right now. If you're looking at it, I'm just telling your story right now. This whole market is choppy. Okay. We don't want to trade in a choppy market. We want to trade in a trending market like this, and we want to get into stuff like this, right? So we got to find the order blocks. We got to find where the institutions are trading. Super, super simple concept, guys. But yet it's been made, and I'll turn my camera on just to tell you guys, face to face. it's been made so hard because there's so many retail ideas out there that, people are just flooding your brain with harmonic patterns and all these other weird, freaking indicators, and I was trading with an RSI too. I did do that, and I'll admit it. But once I figured out where the banks were trading, once I figured out this, because I knew we were we were really, really close to a breakthrough on this, and we finally figured out like there's a bank trend. There really is, and there's some accuracy and validity to all this. Okay, and I've been recording these trades for quite some time. I've got a whole portfolio of trades in here. I'll even show you guys the pictures of all these trades that I've got in here. It's crazy. Okay. Hang on one second. Let me pull this up. Trade ideas. Okay. No. Nope. That's not the whole. Nope. That's not it either. Let's go with this one. I've got like a lot of these things. Wait. Hang on a second. Huh. Okay, cool. Well, I like Lambos, just so you guys know, and Ferraris and McLarens. Okay, so there's so many different like ideas, and yes, there's books in here that I go through, and I tag all of these different ideas, and there's been a lot of different. Let me see over here, not in the pictures. I don't know where I put these things, but you know what I'm saying. Go to my trading view too. I even publish these ideas too. So, all right, 15-minute. Let's go back out. 4 hour. All right. So, did anybody see this coming? I don't know if anybody else saw this coming, but you know what? I pretty much put this in the Discord, in the Trade House Discord, 1281.65, and look what we did. Wicked right into the entry. So that happened, and then I kind of bought right in here in this little accumulation area, and what do you know? We continued going up. So that was cool. Let me see. You guys wanted to look at GA, I think. Let me go ahead and just pull that up for you. Who in here likes Coke, by the way? I mean Coca-Cola. Chill out. All right, guys. Should do this every Tuesday. Hey, I appreciate you, man. That's what's up. I appreciate that. Hey, you want to Riley? I don't follow WMB patterns. They're not really. Oh, hey, look at that. That looks like a buy. Wow, just looking at it from a 4-hour time frame. Dang. Okay. Well, now scrolling out a little bit. Let's see what we got. A lot of times you guys have seen me play with reversal patterns. This time, I don't think I'm going to. Simply because, yes, I know this is like 2015, way the hell back there. But if we go into the right-hand side of things, just like look at the right-hand side, don't look at the left, because the left really kind of isn't that important right now. But what's really important is that, hey, on a daily time frame, do we have, we rejected this level a couple of times. What I'm really thinking right now is, I mean, I haven't really looked at this pair in like forever, and I do trade this pair, but in the back of my mind, I'm just kind of like, there's an uptrend, but there's a reversal zone or potential reversal zone, and it looks like, smells like we're gonna like plummet to the, like we're gonna go and plummet to the core of the earth with Sandman or some shit. But let's see. I mean, there's some nice support here, and then there's a liquidity zone right here that it's meeting, and it's wicking into a previous, it really doesn't meet any kind of requirements when it comes to a order block. I don't see order block material in here except for like right here, but it's not like this is an entire like complete uptrend, because what this is specifically, like if we were to be really technical about what this is on GA, it's more of a range, guys. Like, it's pretty obvious. So if this was if I traded in a mindset where I'm going to trade in a range, a daily range specifically, I'm gonna have to put my big boy pants on because sometimes those are kind of the hardest ones. Only specifically because I'm not trading in the mindset of, it's not necessarily retail, but it's so tempting to just go back and look at it and say, oh God, man, that would be so amazing to just like sell it all the way down to 1.70, 260. And there's so much pippage right there. It's such a tempting trade, but you got to paint a picture first. And I don't have a picture to paint. So I can't put a frame around it. There's no framework. So um, there's not really a lot for me to, play with here. Other than the fact that, we have a news coming out and, the Parliament Brexit vote, it still doesn't give me any qualification for me to, jump into a trade right now on GA. So, for that, I'm out like the sharks on a Shark Tank. Hey, no problem, guys. Sharing knowledge, sharing value. That's what I'm about, man. And if you don't drink Coca-Cola, then you got to go back to Mike Miles because he drinks Dr. Pepper. They're the same product too. That's the funny part. Mm. So, what you got? What you got? What you got? What you got? You guys got questions right now? Oh! By the way, I'm sharing another one of these trades really quick. Where's that? Your AUD. Bing bing. I've got a buy-in for this, by the way, a buy order. So, if you guys want to jump into this trade, you can. Here's the breakdown, the brief on what's going on with it. So what I like to see is a little bit of mitigation. I like to see some, wickage coming into these order blocks, these previous order blocks after the fact that we've blown past some previous highs. So that kind of really gives me some suspect of an uptrend. And what do you know? We kind of really actually do have an uptrend. And yes, there's this, big wick. And I could be accounting for something completely different here. But at the same time, it just looks like a really juicy uptrend in my honest opinion. That there's a low, here's a high, here's a low, here's a high. And I mean, like, we're just kind of honestly, I think we could be, shooting a little bit upwards. I could be wrong. It could be just like for 100 pips, like I mentioned, or I could be completely wrong and get stopped out at all. But I kind of have a feeling right now that, I just zoomed in way too far, that we could have a possible buy entry right here. And if not, there's another one right here. No big deal. So there's the other order block. And if that happens, I don't think it is because we've already entered based off of this swing. So when we go from this swing to this swing high, then we're looking for the buy in this area at the 70.5%. And, of course, a little bit below it, 2 or 3 pips below, the bottom of the swing is the stop loss. So what we're waiting for is a 100 pip movement. I believe that's the 120 pip. I've been actually talking about whenever I enter swipe trades, they're going to be like 30 pip stop losses and 120 to 133. I don't know. I just like the word. I just like the number 33. So I want to go like 133, maybe even 135. 135 pip stop losses, or take profits. So those are kind of the targets that I'm looking for. Recently, these are the type of things that I've been seeing more frequently whenever we're getting on these higher time frames and looking for these entries on the higher time frames. So that's kind of like where I'm aiming for with Euro AUD is the buy at like 1.5941, and I believe I actually entered at 1.5956. That's not the right phone. Where's the right phone at? Where did I put that thing? See, this is what happens when you give me a phone. I lose it or break it. Okay, so this one was actually entered on 1.5938. Oh, did I even discuss oil with you guys? I don't even think I showed oil. Did I even show you guys oil? Dang, I totally forgot about that. Woohoo. Dang. Sweet. So I get to discuss oil with you guys too. And you guessed it. If oil does something, AUD and CAD is going to follow. Let me see. Where's WTI? There it is. Awesome. So we bought right here at 55. 55. Where did I buy? 56.27. Let me see where that's at. Yeah, see, even in a range, like buying from 56.27 isn't really that bad because now here's the retracement, broke some structure, and then we're probably going to come back up here and break this structure, even though we kind of tested a, order block, quote unquote. There's still, this order block down here that we tested and we got in at like 55-ish, but there was also, the entries in 51 and 42. We had quite a couple of, opportunities right down here in 43 and coming back up here to 50. Then we, just kind of took off from, 42 to 50 and boop, we ended up at 56 and then we started piercing 57. So my next, point gather would probably be at least 61 to 65. And then you can expect some gas prices to go up too, because oil actually follows gas. It's kind of a correlation. The funny thing is that we were at 189 a month ago, and now we're at 217 for regular gas. So take a look at that. One of my friends, Kedrick Duffy, he pointed that out to me. Good eye. Didn't see that coming. But it's actually true. So take a look at that. Next, what were we looking at? I think somebody else wanted to look at something too. What do we got? What do we got? Second day, should I get out of GA? I don't know. What are you in? Are you gonna buy or sell? What do you got? That was like a long time ago. AU. I think everybody's kind of expecting AU to just like go up. That's what I'm thinking. I think we could probably go ahead and take profit on US oil here pretty soon. AUDUSD. I think a lot of traders actually bought it down here too at 70.23. Wouldn't have been a bad buy at all. I would have wanted to see. I would have wanted to see all of this happen too first, but some of them already dropped into the bottom, which was actually pretty kind of exciting. I'm cool with that. There should be at least a retracement here within the near, I don't know, some odd 2 or 3 days. I don't know. Could also even be maybe a week to 2 weeks before we even see a retracement. So, and if that's actually the case, then it would actually blast all the way up here to 0.7180. So I wouldn't expect that to happen. But what I would want to see probably within the next 2 to 3 days is a nice retracement from 70.85 down to 70.45, nice 45 pip retracement. Wouldn't be too bad. Reestablish the fact that there's an order block here, and then there's an order block right down here as well. Everybody knows this. Everybody sees it. It's pretty obvious. Right down here. I don't think it's going to come down here though. So with that being said, just watch for the retracement, 40 pip retracement if it happens. And then I think I've seen somebody else say GJ. I think I was actually just looking at that earlier too. Don't look at it with reverse head and shoulders. That's a retail mindset, and I don't look at things with a retail mindset. The good old fashioned, bearish engulfing, nice doji indecision candle. Somebody's probably going to get stopped out of this whole sell off or something. Rather, I could see that happening. Okay, so here's a concept I want to bring up to you guys. So say that there is not a reach down here, right? And people wanted to go ahead and draw their Fibonacci's from, the previous teaching, and they only got a reach at 62%, right? Now, that's not really that big of a deal that we got to reach at 62%, but let's also take into consideration that there's a support level right here. So it's a whole resistance support level that even if, and the funny thing is, this is actually a institutional level. So think about it like this. If you're to draw your Fibonacci's from an institutional level, which was a support and resistance or supply and demand, go ahead and program. Let's go ahead and program that in real quick. These are the type of concepts I'm bringing to you guys on swipe trades. So you guys are going to see some pretty good, pretty accurate trading results coming from me. All right, so let's make a framework really quick when we're looking at GJ. So big reversal zone, you know, a lot of considerable pivot points in, the 148 area, and we did shoot up at the 148 area. Problem child, though, is that there's a couple of other order blocks that need to be met. So if we haven't met those yet, then we're more than likely going to meet them. It's kind of like the inevitable. You got to go meet the in-laws. I know it's a horrible joke, but you know what? Who's gonna make them? Okay, so a couple of order blocks that could be broken. We could see 151 as a potential area, being that we do reject the whole, GBP idea from Brexit. So 149, 153, and 155 could be possible targets. And like I said, if you did not find yourself an entry, that could very well be it right there. This is a defined uptrend. Disregard the previous and allow this to play out. Okay. So type that in on your demo. See how that works. See how that works out for you. Put a buy limit, and if it doesn't hit any of these buy limits, no big deal, because it's going to sit there and it's going to wick around. Like when we get to the parliament, deal, when they start talking about Brexit, it's going to start whipsawing the crap out of all the retail traders. So be prepared for that. Now, still waiting for my SIM card, and I really need that thing. Oh, goodness. Yeah. Did they have a pretty similar outlook on it, Delvis? Mm. Yeah. I didn't go and look at their stuff yet because I've been so busy this morning. That's awesome. Okay. Well, seems like we're all on the same program. We've all been training really hard to, bring you guys some, really, 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 really precise content, some really, accurate, trading content education for you guys. So that way you guys everybody can be profiting, everybody can be pulling from their phones and, going paying for some more iPhones and, what have you. And that's kind of our goal at the end of the day. So I was just wondering if you want to mark the previous ones with the order blocks only. Do you want me to go over order blocks for you, John? Is that what you're saying? I don't even know how long we've been on this call yet. If you marked the previous ones with the order blocks only. What's your, you gotta if you could just like rephrase your question for me, kind of like help me understand what you're trying to ask. But, hey, no problem. No problem. Ian. Got you, brother. Whew. Man, gotta put in that hard work on the, charts, man. I will say this, guys. I mean, if you guys continue tuning into this, you guys can keep on continuing to Jordan and Zach's teachings, then, you guys are definitely going to see a lot of great content coming out over the next, 3 to 6 months. But thinking swipe trades, I'm actually thinking about trial testing on April or May. Haven't decided yet, so stay tuned. We'll see what happens. Actually, Kai, I do teach on order blocks. Go to my YouTube channel. Actually, go ahead and drop it on for you. Stack on the sauce, man. Watch out, man. Look out, man. Boom. Hey, help me get to 138,000 subscribers. Yeebus. That'd be crazy. All right. Let me go ahead and just grab this link for you guys and just like copy and paste. Boom. Yo, and go get active. Go get active in this dang Telegram that I've got over here, guys. Like I totally like built this thing for you guys. I built this for everybody. I want you guys to go get active in this thing. If you guys can just go and like drop like 555s and all sorts of, like just go drop stuff in it. Let me go ahead and just like copy this link over here. Oh, by the way, guys, one of my goals, I just want to let you guys know this. Hey, Chris Terry, if you see this video, I'm coming out there to go sit with you, bro. I'm going to go sit with you, big bro. That's actually what I wanted to say. But hey, guys, so put the Telegram group in there. Let's go get interactive. Let's go talk. Let's go learn. Let's go, share the love, share the education, and help people go, go multimillionaire trading Forex, guys. So enjoy the Ozark trading experience. Peace.